everybody, this is Lockheed. Today we'll be playing Gladihoppers. They'll be teaching you how to play this game, right? Well, at least in my way, strategy. Right now, I am playing as a berserker, dude with the axe. So, as a berserker, you have light armor. You pack a punch, but you have very light armor, somewhat light armor, so it makes you kind of vulnerable. So you're gonna want to really upgrade on the armor. And over here for the stats, well, at least for me, what you want to do is for every single arena, for every next arena, see that? Next arena at level 4. For every arena, you're going to want to level up charisma. Charisma, just charisma. For every arena, before you reach the arena 2. Right as you're about to go to the next arena, you need to level up this. And you can, then after that, you can choose. You can choose whichever. But whenever it says next arena, just immediately level up charisma. So, right now, as a berserker, I want to say that basically every class has like their own weaknesses right here. Every class has their own weakness. Like, what can I think of? Fanatics. Fanatics, they're like extremely vulnerable, but pack too much of a punch. Like, just strong enough by themselves, they could just straight up annihilate you. But like, you can get them in with like like a couple good hooks, like a couple good stabs, and you want to keep your distance away from them. Now, as a fanatic, I love fanatics, to be honest, because even though they're vulnerable, they pack quite a punch. It's pretty easy to it's quite easy to get to other levels. It's quite easy to pass the level. Now, as a fanatic, oh my god, I hate how they always put you up against the same class that is basically your weakness. As a spearman, you will face a lot. You will face a lot of macemen. If you are a spearman, you will face a lot of macemen. Same thing with the fanatic, and same thing with the paladin. Now, berserkers, usually you just fight with nearly every one of them, I want to say. Well, I want to say it's just from my experience. Just from my experience alone, like, every class I have fought in, especially fanatics, I have had to fight a lot of mason. Like, it's happened to me several times where I didn't even get to fight any swordsman. Just all macemen. All macemen. And all the battles were extremely hard. That's why you want to get that charisma up, because as that charisma adds up, your enemies will be less armored. So it was somewhat really hard. Even though they were like less armored, it was like incredibly hard. See, there we go. Level up the charisma. Now I'm gonna try and do something else. I'm gonna try and do something, another video of this. With no upgrades whatsoever. No upgrade. Not upgrades. No cheats, basically. No cheats. Like the little cheats you can buy. But yeah, as a maceman, you will go up against a lot of you will go up against paladins, fanatics. I want to say axemen too. Paladins, fanatics, and axemen. And I'm just saying, this is all my opinion. It's really frustrating having to be like a certain class and you have to fight mostly the same damn class over and over again. Just over and over and over again. It's like really frustrating. It really is frustrating. Now, I'm not playing as good as I am right now because like I'm recording. and my phone is like right in front of me. I'm recording on my other phone right now, so it's quite hard. Now I have learned, for as long as I played this game, I have learned that there are two types of enemies. For there are like kind of two types for macemen and swordsmen. You see, there are the swordsmen who are just like who are who fight you, but not super aggressively. And then there are the swordsmen who just come at you full force. Don't care how short their sword is. They just come at you full force. And I also hate that about macemen, because the macemen do the same shit. The macemen will do the same exact shit. It's frustrating. It is absolutely frustrating. Cannot tell you how many times I have lost to macemen who were just like out of nowhere coming at me full force. Because usually I'm the one who goes full force. Because I feel like that's what you should do in the battle, especially in Gladihoppers. Like you want to kind of get to the enemy first. If your enemy, I've learned that if your enemy comes at you full force and fast, you're gonna want to be in between, mostly defensive, but you could keep the offense and like lower the health so that way they'll back away just to get their health back, and then right as they're backing away, you come right at them, just corner them before they corner you. That's what you're gonna want to do. I've always done that. Like the second I realize that my enemy is coming at me full force, I'm gonna try to lower their health enough to that way if they have like health potions, they'll back away, and right as they're backing away, you just come at them. Everything you got. Everything you got. Everything you have. Now, I feel now if I'm gonna give my advice on this. I'm gonna give my advice on certain type of classes. Gladihopper classes. As the spearman, if you're fighting now, if you're a fanatic against a spearman who is like somewhat fully armored and has like a good shield, a really good shield, if you can't afford to break the shield with the cheats, if you can't afford to break the shield, then basically what I want you to do is when you fight against them, you are going to want to keep your distance. See, actually, no. Okay, hold on. Let me recollect my thoughts. Now, if you are facing a spearman, let's say you are a fanatic who is facing a good armored, good shielded spearman who is like somewhat strong, who's like really strong, has a good shield and has good armor, has good defense. What you're gonna want to do is basically you're gonna want to keep your distance, and what you're gonna want to do is when you fight them, at the second you see them about to attack, you back away as quick as you can. As quick as you can. I back away on instinct, but like I used to back away on instinct, but then I started to see it. But yeah, you're gonna want to. You have to keep your distance, especially as like a paladin, a berserker, or a fanatic, because like they have, I want to say, nearly the same range as a spearman. Spearman could go longer, but like those three classes, they can the fanatics, the berserkers, and the paladins, they can keep their distance. They can keep you at a distance if they just go for the longing attacks. If they go for like the stabbing attacks, if they go for like any stabbing attacks, yeah, you can keep them at a distance, like see like that. And then with the punting, you stun them. The punting, I never really depend on the punting that much. I never really do the punting that much. I don't know why. I just didn't really care for it. Because not only that, it's like danger. You have to get they have to get like extremely dangerously close to you to do that. Basically, they gotta get real close to you to do that. Now you see me as a berserker, right? And I'm going against a well armored swordsman. Now swordsmen have shorter range, so what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to keep your distance. What you're gonna want to do is keep your distance. Okay, go for stabbing. I mostly try to go for like the upper stabbing attacks. And if they try to close in on you, just all you got to do is try to go at the right time and break their shield. That's what I mostly try to do when I face a swordsman, because swordsmen, they are just extremely tanky. These motherfuckers are extremely tanky, especially like as you go on in the game. The harder the game gets. They can get impossible. They can just get impossible to beat, to the point you just know you're gonna die. And it's really frustrating to beat them, especially their shield. If you gotta have like a lot of strength. You have to have like a lot of strength to fight a very well armored shield swordsman. Because even though, see, they may not have the strength they may not have like the strength and all, but trust me, those motherfuckers got the defense to back it up. And then not only that, their attack speed is like really fast. It's kind of just like the the small little battle axe that the axemen have. Like, it's incredibly fast. It's not this axe, but it's like a really tiny axe. It's like a really tiny axe. Ooh. There we go. Always go for the longy attacks. Always. Now, if you are, let's say you are an axeman and you are facing a fanatic. Now that right there is going to be pretty tough. Oh crap, I didn't mean to press that. That right there itself is going to be pretty tough, because